This is Machuka Nyarieko TV Talk Show, where we analyze politics and governance issues. We focus on national, local, and international news. We examine the political way of our people, social and economic. Nyarieko TV Talk Show, the house of ideas.
Hello viewers, welcome back today to our discussions. And today I want us to look at to write an open letter to our members of parliament. The open letter will dwell majorly on the functions of our members, and to be more specific, I will ask that big question whether they are performing their duties as it is supposed to be done. My name's Machuka Nyarieko. Welcome, and if you are watching this channel for the first time, kindly subscribe so that whenever we produce another video, YouTube will notify you. And for our resident subscribers, thank you for maintaining the house of ideas, and be present, continue watching and sharing. Back to our topic, which is an open letter to our members of parliament. Today, if one can ask you whether you want to be a member of parliament from any constituency or a member of county assembly, what will be your answer? In most cases, members of parliament have been the link between the locality and the National Assembly, that is the constituency and the national government. And of course, members of parliament are representatives of the people at the constituency, meaning that they have to represent the needs of the people at the constituency. And to be more specific, members of parliament have got specific roles which they have to perform. One is the registration of laws. Two, representation, and three, oversight, among others. But those are the major roles that are critical to members of parliament, that enable to bring that relationship between the National Assembly and the constituencies. Whether members of parliament perform these roles is an open question to everyone, because different members of parliament have performed these duties differently. There are those who do the oversight. There are those who even don't go to parliament for quite some time. There are those who go there and just sign or vote for bills because they have been asked to do so. So, members of parliament play a very critical role when it comes to the lives of the people at the constituency. The people of constituency have given part of their rights to the members of parliament, of course, according to the constitution. Article 1 of the constitution of our Kenyan constitution provides that the sovereignty and the power belongs to the people of Kenya, but shall be exercised according to the Constitution. The further next articles, the preceding articles indicates the institutions through which these people at the people of Kenya can be represented. That is through counties, through the judiciary, the legislature, and executive, and other commissions of the government. And it also goes further and says that this sovereignty can as well be direct or indirect. Direct is whereby the people themselves participate in these governance issues, and be through referendum, picketing, and many others. But today I want to focus on the registration. The legislature, the members of parliament, who citizens have carried all that they have and given to them. Because the truth of the matter is, when you do oversight, you shouldn't also be having a kitty. Like now, we have this problem of dominance of other arms of the government dominating the legislature, because the legislatures have been given a CDF kitty. The framers of the Constitution did away with members of parliament being directly involved with money or funds, so that they can effectively do their oversight role. They can effectively represent their people. But once they went there, they started threatening the presidents. They threatened President Uhuru Kenyatta that they will not pass anything in parliament if they have no CDF, that is Constituency Development Fund. If they have no bursaries, which they allocate in a very corrupt way, and many others. For example, if these members of parliament were genuine on their legislation of rules, in the making of the rules of Kenya, we have one example, one good member of parliament who has shown some good management in relation to education, and that one is none other than Ndindi Nyoro. Ndindi Nyoro has shown how he can use the CDF or the money given to fund education, to do the construction of schools, and many other things, since the people of Kiharu have stated that there are differences. There is prudent management of that CDF in terms or in relation to education. If these members of parliament would have a Kamukunji at Ndindi Nyoro's constituents, for example, come up with a detailed report on how Ndindi Nyoro has been funding education, the issue of bursaries will be a thing of the past, or the bursaries will be there maybe at the national level to assist those few maybe for the upkeep, because the issue of fee will have been resolved. Ndindi Nyoro has done it. It doesn't need magic. They just go there. They go there, ask for records how he has been doing it, go and make laws in parliament. And forget about this CDF that they go and distribute unfairly. What Ndindi Nyoro has been doing be incorporated and be applicable to all constituencies in Kenya. You see, even those who are crying for more funds, of which they are very fair, like now people from Mount Kenya talk of 1 man, 1 foot, 1 shilling, because of the populations of pupils or students in school who need much funding. I mean, who from the CDF given, they are not able to be given sufficient fund. Maybe when they give them 2,000, that is the best they can. And they say that in some other areas they are able to give to 10, even others they can give up to even 20, even to 50 where there is corruption. To end this debate of 1 man, 1 foot, 1 shilling, do away with CDF and let the money be allocated to students, just as the other fund is being allocated. That's why you cannot you put feeding programs to the pupils as an option. That should not be a discussion that we want to remove this from the sector of education because there is no funds. Who said there are no funds? We are being reducted day in, day out. And like today the shilling is very stable, or is going this and is actually stabilizing further. So it depends on whether you are ready to make laws that make things better. Even these are amazed that you participate day in and day out. If you get it right from making laws in parliament, people will have their money. Harambes will be very few. Very few. And some of these churches that you go to every Sunday, in sometimes you can give them even they have youth. You can give them tenders to deal with some projects within the constituency, and you will not see them calling you time and again for donations, because once they get those tenders, those youth who are at those churches will first have their daily earning, and second, they will be deducted money to construct their churches. So I feel that the problem we have is from our members of parliament and from policy side, policy making. What policies are you putting in place to ensure that they address issues of the people which are affecting them most of the time. Are you looking at those policies which do not support people's interests? So long as maybe there is money, there are funds from those projects that maybe will be a kickback to you, you just own them. Are those projects that you have put a priority on public participation and you have realized that this is what people need most from where I come from, then you promised the young people that you will employ them. All of you, whenever I was not to your place, I know that you did promise them that you will provide them with employment opportunities. What measures have you put forward in the National Assembly that will provide employment for these young people all over? What ideas have you put in the house, or your work is just to fight for CDF? Yes, you can be given, but it will not help you much. It will not help the community much because it will assist your core circle as they recycle the money. Even the bursaries, they assist your core circle as they recycle the money. Something that could have been done through the Ministry of Education, just as they today disperse the money. They could be dispersing it, including everything, so that there is that equal society. Not saying that this one has got money and the other one has got no money. And those are in rural areas where you want to say this one has got money, this one has no money. This one has built a permanent house, so his children will not be given money. Somebody can make even bricks and construct. I'm saying that because there is that issue, more especially related to social fund, whereby the aged should be given money. I think is it above 70 or 75? I can't recall so well. Now you'll find these chiefs and sub-chiefs saying that this one, his son is employed, he cannot be included in that list. This one, he has a permanent house, and if you can look at what they call permanent houses, he will not be included in the list. So that is all about the policy making. If somebody is 80 years and above, it doesn't matter whether he has been a president or not. It is about the policies. If somebody is above 70, it's above 70. Because it is an achievement. And that person, and if you give him those 5 or 4,000, he becomes very happy, and even it controls his emotions. You cannot say that this person has got his children, you are employed, so, and he has reached 70, so we cannot give him these funds which are meant for people who are above 70. It becomes some kind of discrimination, and this comes from the policies that are made and approved by the top houses, and the top house in relation to policies is the National Assembly. So most of the failures that we have commences or begins from the policies that are made. And even when these people tell you to represent them in parliament on these issues, you simply take them for granted. you don't raise those issues in parliament, because I know if you raise this issue in parliament is normally House of Records, and the speaker has nothing personal to discard such a topical issues. You'll have to be heard, and more especially if you can make a follow-up. This can take even up to 6 months, and better adjustments have to be made. And also, when we look at making of these laws, the basis of what now the young people, the Gen Zs, are fighting for originates from there. If you make good laws, then you will be able to follow up with the executive. If you make good laws that protect the corrupt, then you'll always be in loggerheads with the public, members of the public. For example, anti-corruption codes in some countries have been found that they are there to protect the corrupt because of the dragging of the cases. Actually, they are put so that they can protect the elites who are corrupt. Is that the case in Kenya? That is the big question to you, members of parliament. Do you want to overpower the police, you as members of parliament? Do you know that the police is an independent unit just as you are, which should perform its duties independently? How will you question their behavior if you want to dominate them, if you want to use them wrongly? How will you question the Inspector General of any wrongdoing if you as a member of parliament, you want to use the police, the OCSs, the OSPD, the commanders to sweep your whims? If you have such a behavior, and for instance the police do a wrong thing, how will you question them? What policies have you put forward to ensure that independent institutions are respected and are never interfered with? You know that in most cases members of parliament have affected the performance of the police because of the demand that they have. They want the police to exploit the members of the public to their interests. If that's what you want, you as members of parliament, how will you oversight the police? When we go to the judiciary, when the judicial officers or the judges make their judgments, whether good or bad, members of parliament are the first ones to condemn them, and they know the law is very clear. If you are dissatisfied with the rulings, you go to a higher court to appeal. But there you will find the members of parliament are the ones who are at the forefront, making the judges, the courts, the judiciary look very incompetent They lose the legitimacy of the courts. What policies are you making that guide you to this manner? Legislatures should be able to make policies that protect them and protect the citizens, that ensure the smooth running of the government, that ensure that conducive atmosphere for creation of opportunities. What policies have you put forward to ensure that at every constituency there is job opportunities as members of parliament? As any member of parliament or any one of you wrote a motion that will ensure that there is at least 300 employment opportunities in every constituency, and then another member of parliament refused that we should not go this way. Where is the problem? My names are Machuka Nyarieko. Thank you for watching and kindly continue subscribing.